Hi guys, and welcome to an Instagram Q&A. I have done one of these before, so you guys have sent in a load of questions and I've selected 10 of those questions from random and I'm going to answer them in this video today. So of course, if you want to get involved in the future in these videos, in these Instagram Q&As, then be sure to follow me on Instagram. But let's get straight into it. I've wrote all the questions down. So the first question is from George.06. He asks, where will we finish next year? And he says, hi, YouTube. Thanks for the question, George. Where will we finish next year? I would hope that we would finish top of the league. That is my hope. It obviously all depends on the recruitment we go through this year. So it's difficult to make any kind of prediction, really, as of right now, because we haven't made any signings. As I'm recording this video, we don't know what's going on there. So we don't know what squad we're going to have. We don't know who's staying, who's going, etc. But my aim would be to win the league next year, or at the very least get promoted. But I would like to see us win the league. And I think if we do recruit correctly, then that is what will happen. Now, second question is from Regan_Robinson_. How many games are you going to next season or would like to go to? Well, I try and set myself a sort of target, but it is always very difficult to achieve, to go, to the amount of games I would like to, because obviously I live in Blackpool. My working hours a lot of the time is during a match day, because I work weekends as well. Most weekends I only get one weekend off a month or two, occasionally anyway. And of course the hours in which I work, the 24-hour shifts, so sometimes I could work into a match day, if you know what I mean. But I would like to go to a handful of home games and a handful of away games. Away games are easier for me to get to, but they're more difficult to get tickets. Whereas home games, they're easier to get tickets, but more difficult for me to get to, because obviously it's 2.5, sometimes 3 hours away, depending on traffic, and of course it costs a lot more for me to go to home games, depending on whether I stay over in Sunderland or not. But I'm hoping to get to, maybe 4 or 5 home games, maybe 6. Although, in saying that, there is a new SAFC Lancashire branch where they have a coach running all the time. So hopefully that means I can get to a lot more games next season. But we'll have to wait and see and just see how that pans out. Question number 3 is from Lewis.j. He asks, what's your top tip for being a YouTuber? By the way, love your videos. No, that's really nice, Lewis. I do appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoy the videos. Now, what my top tip would be for an up-and-coming YouTuber is one that I've probably consistently said. When people do ask me on Instagram, they message me and they ask me, what is your tips for YouTube? My biggest one is having a consistent upload schedule. Even if when you start off on YouTube, I was posting videos that, probably 3-4 people watching them, and they were probably all my views. Do you know what I mean? They were all me. And I did almost an entire FIFA series that no one watched, really, apart from myself. So that's like 3 months worth of work that went into absolutely nothing. No one saw it. But eventually, if you keep going, this is just using my own example, if you keep going, you will start to attract attention. You'll start to get your own subscriber base and stuff like that. But one thing I wouldn't advise is going onto other smaller YouTubers, YouTube channels, and saying, subscribe to my channel and I'll subscribe to you, or just getting subscribers that way. Because when I was a smaller YouTuber, which I still am technically, but when I only had sort of 10, 15 subscribers, I saw a lot of advice given in that direction, which is wrong, because you'll end up with a subscriber base that isn't there for you, isn't actually going to watch your videos, it's just a number. But yeah, so my advice would be to consistently upload. Don't stop, believe in yourself, and just keep going. Just keep doing what you enjoy, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a group out there, or people out there who enjoy your content. That there's probably plenty of other people out there who don't enjoy what I do, so that's why they don't watch the videos. But there's people who, luckily for me, they do enjoy what I put up. So there are people out there who are going to enjoy what you want to do. So just keep doing what you enjoy, keep posting what you enjoy, and eventually it'll all come together. Question number 4 is by B3NW_07. Which home and away games are you excited for next season? Well, away game, of course, I'm most excited for Accrington Stanley away, because last year it was absolutely amazing. Although it's one of them in it because it was so good last year. Will it be as good? But last season, Accrington away was my favourite away game, hands down. 5 bottles for a tenner, which is class for an away day. There was a guy playing music behind the stand, which were really nice. It was just a really good atmosphere, and we won 3-0 as well, of course, which is great. And because it was such a reassuring performance on the pitch as well, it was almost just like such a chilled atmosphere. It wasn't like, it was like everyone was just having a laugh. Do you know what I mean? And the atmosphere was just brilliant. I went with Nath, also known as Macam FC, and we were just having such a laugh whilst watching the game, and of course 5 bottles for a tenner as well. It was just a cracking day. So my most excited away game, or the game I'm more excited for away, is Accrington again, because I absolutely loved it. Home, I think probably one of the relegated teams would be a good game to go to at the Stadium Light. I think that'd be a really nice, maybe in Ipswich or someone like that. That'd be a nice home game to go to. Now, question number 5 is Jimmy_Kent. Realistically, how long do you believe it will be until we're back in the Premier League? Now, that's a really difficult question, because I think if we do get promoted this year, I would give it another 4 or 5 years until we get back to the Premier League. Because I still think we have the attraction to get the right players to get promoted from the Championship. We do have that attraction there with the ground and the facilities and what have you. But of course, that doesn't mean that we're definitely going up again. It isn't FIFA, it isn't Football Manager. It's not a game. It's not just, you win one league, then you win the other, then you win the other. It doesn't work like that, of course. There's going to be a lot of work going into it. I think if we do go up this year, we'll probably spend a good 3-4 years maybe lingering around mid-table or nearly the playoffs, stuff like that. And I think eventually we will, and we can get there. So I'd say maybe 5 or 6 years before we see us back in the Premier League, which I will be 30 then. Shit. That is awful. Joe Herbert 6 says, "Will you marry me?" I think we should at least get to know each other first, mate. And I think the fact that I'm straight will more than likely play a bit of a factor in that. So I don't think it would really work. But I do appreciate the offer, mate. That's very nice of you, Joe. Very nice, but you take me out to dinner first. Question number 7, SAFC News _ asks, favourite home game and away game from last season. Now, I've already answered the away game. It was Accrington Stanley, amazing day. But my favourite home game was the first game of the season, because there was so much riding on it. Of course, we went through such a horrible season the season before when we did get relegated in the Championship. Ellis Short had finally gone. Stuart Donald and Methvin had come in, and Wan had come in. And there was such an uplifting feel about the place. The only thing we needed was a result on the pitch to make it the perfect sort of turnaround. And we needed a win to sort of show, we're over this. We're on the up now. And in the manner in which we did win was amazing. Gooch with, 96th minute winner or whatever it was. It really was just such an uplifting moment. And I hadn't heard a roar at the stadium like that for years. It was an amazing day. So we won 2-1. In the last minute, which of course Charlton handed it us back at Wembley at the end of the season in the playoff final, which was absolutely heartbreaking. But yeah, so my favourite home game would definitely be Charlton. I think that was a brilliant game. So question number 8 comes from Ben_Cheel_06. He says 1 million YouTube subscribers or Sunderland winning the Champions League. Now, hands down, it'd have to be Sunderland winning the Champions League, because I don't think Sunderland will ever win the Champions League in my lifetime, personally. And if they did win the Champions League in my lifetime, and I'm still doing YouTube, then, I think it'd be more realistic that the channel might grow towards that 1 million. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people would want to watch that. A lot of people want to say, the remarkable, it's amazing if Sunderland did win the Champions League. So I think there'd be more of a chance of me hitting that, even if Sunderland, am I making sense here? I don't think I am. But anyway, I wouldn't take my own personal gain like that, if I had the opportunity to get Sunderland to win the Champions League, because that'd be my life complete, basically, if Sunderland won the Champions League. So yeah, that's what I would go for, Sunderland to win the Champs League. Now, question number 9 is by Adam_Toy17. What Sunderland player would you bring back to the club? They can be retired as well. I think right now, the player that we would need more than most would be Kevin Phillips, because we need a goal scorer. We don't have one. particularly, well, if we go off last season anyway, we don't really have one. Kevin Phillips, he pisses goals, doesn't he? And he's just a cracking player. He can create a goal out of nothing. I mean, my two favourite players of all time, you know, I'm always kind of up and down with who his actual favourite is. Obviously, Kevin Phillips and Julio Walker. Now, I think in the long run, I would probably prefer Julio Walker in his prime, of course. But Kevin Phillips right now is something we desperately need. And like I say, it pisses goals, so it'd probably be Kevin Phillips I would love to bring back to the club. Now, the final question, the 10th question, is from Aiden_Kid97, and he asks, will Aiden McGeady go? So will Aiden McGeady leave the club? Obviously, I hope not. But Stuart Donald has said that we can accommodate his wage, which was a big factor. So we can accommodate his wage. It's a case of, well, whether Aiden would like to stay. Although I do believe that this season Aiden has fell in love with football again. He's enjoyed his football. And I think he does have that bite back, that bit of, that bit of oomph back in his game where, you know, he'll probably want to rectify last season. He'll want to go one step further and get promoted. But personally, you know, he could go to any team in the Championship at least. He's far too good for League One. Far too good. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if he left. But, of course, I would absolutely love him to stay. Absolutely love him to stay. So it's 50-50, really. But it wouldn't surprise me if he did go. So that is the end of the Q&A, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. So remember, in the future, if you would like to get involved in these videos, follow me on Instagram and you'll be in with a chance of being featured on the video. But if you have enjoyed, please hit the like button for me. That'd be massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.